Welcome back to another episode of Torque. So today we're going to install the TMI door panels, custom door panels. Hopefully they fit well. So let's head out to the barn and get to work. Alright, we received the door panel, and of course if anything's going to go wrong, it will. This is what I always said is the joys of hot rodding. So the door panel that I wanted arrived, and this is made by TMI products, and it looks excellent. It's a custom molded, it's fiberglass on the backhand side. It seems fairly easy to install, and we'll kind of cover that, but it looks good. So when I called to order these from Summit called TMI to get the part number for the back. They gave that to me, I ordered it. 14 weeks later, what arrived? It's another front door panel, but it's like a stock configuration door panel with their design on. So I'll be calling Summit tomorrow and TMI. I don't expect them to really do too much, but we'll have to wait and see. If they are not able to produce them immediately, then we're going to take the old door panel, use some of the vinyl that we have, and we'll get some red stitching and we'll create our own. So let's go ahead and move forward with installation on the door panel, and I'll show you. It's pretty straightforward installation. All right, we're going to go ahead and set this in place. Make sure you have your brackets on both sides. I had to move this one in just a little bit. It was too tight, and make sure you tighten these things down. This does have the cutout for the lock, so let's go ahead and slide this on. I'll show you. It's pretty straightforward. The one thing you have to make sure is to slide this so that the edge is about even on both sides. You don't want this overlapping this edge or overlapping the forward edge. Then you'll have trouble closing your door. It asks for a template, and the template is supposed to help you out with the holes for these little studs that are on the back. They are not going to line up with your original holes. So what I did is slid it on, and then I just took a Sharpie and marked it, and I'm going to drill those out. They're going to be 1/4-inch holes. And then also the door handle. I slid the door handle. It's a plastic piece. Slide this in place, and then the bracket, it's hard to locate the bracket. You should be able to reach up underneath, tape the bracket onto the metal surface of the door, the inside surface, and then put the door panel, push it back inside, and see what your gap is at the bottom where the holes are on the bottom of these brackets. Pretty easy. If you're off just a little bit when you put the brackets on, just make the hole a little bit larger. They're 1/4-inch holes, and then that way you'll be able to locate it and then tighten them down. And then a couple of screws go down from the top, go straight into that bracket, and that's what will give you the structure to be able to pull on this door and not hurt the panel. All right, I just want to show you real quick. I've got this kind of temporarily installed. I didn't push those studs in all the way because it's just like a new car. It's kind of got, you know, the little rib studs, and you know how sometimes those can snap off and break. So I just put it in far enough that I've got my alignment, and since it's aligned, I know that right there, that's where my door handle is going to be. I'm not going to need a hole for the window, since we just have we're going to have the switches for the windows. So I'll have to cut this, and then we'll mount the door handle, make sure everything is good, and then we'll push the door panel in all the way. You are going to have a little bit of a gap on the back side. That rubber is of course going to hold that out a little bit. I could probably adjust it in just a little bit just to close the gap just from that adjustment that's back here. So we'll adjust it a little bit, see if we can play with it, and then we'll also get that door handle on. All right, we're going to go ahead and cut this for the door handle. I'm making sure that we're even. We've got our studs partially way in just to keep in place. Just kind of scary when these door panels are so expensive. trying to make the hole as small as I can around this door handle shaft. We've got some billet handles that are going to go on here. They do have a base on them. There we go. So here are our door handles. So we're going to get this installed. I think I've got to go get the other side because I believe it needs to curve down so you can grip onto it. So we'll get these installed real quick. These door handles are made by Locar. So all you have to do is take this main portion. It goes over to the geared portion, or the slotted, or whatever you want to call it. You've got a couple of set screws. Once you have that tightened down, you have to push in pretty good. Then you put your little bezel on, and then you put your door handle with your screw on the inside. Trying to level that thing up. Pretty simple process. We'll tighten this thing up. And then you just have your little cap. If I could get this thing in straight. There we go. So we're good. All right, we do have to put a couple of screws in here. I'm going to put some tape here to protect this area, but that will give you your strength to pull on this door handle without cracking your fiberglass. All right, I got this door panel on, and it did take me a little bit of time. You probably saw some of the cutting and grinding I had to do. It was because this door panel actually goes in so far that I had to keep on moving that bracket inward to the point where it wouldn't go in any further. I had to bend it a little bit and then shim it up. I had to put 4 washers underneath that, and now I'm able to roll the window up and down. There was just too much resistance on the window. So that one's all done. It's all finished. I was hoping the left side would be a little bit better. Of course, the window will roll up and down, but what I'm finding on it is it's not straight on the sides, and I'll show you what I mean. So this back side of this door panel should be completely straight to mimic your door, and you can see how much that bows out. So I pulled back the fabric. I'm going to have to sand this down until it's completely flat, because what's happening is when I start to close the door, it hits up front and starts pushing the door back, and then this will actually hit the door jamb as well. So I have to have a little bit of a gap up there. I may have to actually pull that one back and shave that down as well, because it's way too long. So let's continue working these things. Of course, you spend a lot of money on this. You think that they would be perfect, but by no means are they perfect. You have to adjust it for each one of the doors you're putting them on. So I went ahead and pulled the material back off this back edge, and like I said, it was supposed to be straight. I drew a line straight across this. I shaved this all down. I went and test fit the panel, and now it fits. So we're going to go ahead and use some of the stuff, and you may have seen this before when we were using it on the headliner. This stuff works outstanding. So I'll put some of this stuff on both surfaces, and after a few seconds, you just, about a minute, put them together and it will stay. And then we will start fitting the door panel again. So I finished up the final door panel, and it looks really good. Looks really good. It took a lot of time. I had to actually shave down the back side. You guys saw that. So now I'm continuing on the back door panels, and you guys know I didn't receive those door panels, so I'm using the old door panels, and I'm going to try and mimic the same design. I'm not going to have the red stripe or that velour, but I'm going to try and use the red stitching and match it. So I've got them fitted in because our package tray was a little bit thicker, so I had to do some adjustment. I've got the seat belts in, which these are from the 05 GTO. they're all mounted up, so I'm working on the foam. All right, you could see that the TMI door panel installation isn't as straightforward as what I really expected, you know, especially for as much as it costs, but it does look good in the end. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something, and I hope to see you on another episode of Torqued.